I'm out here with Lisa, and how you doing, Lisa? You're not doing too good.
No.
Yeah. You've been in the hospital, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had several surgeries in the last 2 months since Mario died. I got my housing, but nobody wants to take it because it's from the Riverbed, or because of discrimination of one kind or another. And I've had to move 3 times in the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
And I'm sick and tired. And I just want to go home. And just be able to hang my pictures on the wall.
Yeah. And you can't find any housing this time.
People don't want to take the housing that's from the Riverbed because you're stereotyped automatically if you've ever been homeless. And I'm college educated and worked for years at a Fortune 500 company, and I had surgery and ended up with nerve damage. And I went from making $150,000 a year to $1,200 a month. So I had a 2-bedroom house in Irvine, and I lost my cars, my house, my everything, and ended up in the Riverbed. So I was one of the first people that got all my paperwork in before the judge's order to get housing. First people to get my paperwork in to get housing before the judge even did anything big. And then I was one of the 7 plaintiffs on the lawsuit that did go through to Judge Carr that got the vouchers in the end. So I'm glad I was on that. But to see what I'm going through to go through this, I don't want to say it's embarrassing to have my name on it because I really did it to try and do good. But it's just not what everybody's trying to say that it is. It's not what anybody makes anything out to be. I have so many friends out right now living behind the laundromat, in the parks, and behind the hospitals, and car washes. I really like this community in the Riverbed. And we're all still trying to take care of each other, but they're trying to make it so nobody can stay together and unify.
They're all dispersed.
Okay. There's just people living everywhere, and we're trying to communicate or try and keep in touch or try and meet up in the park to have like a meeting or a cookout or whatever. And it just seems like, I don't know, everything that was promised to us like didn't necessarily come true. And I'm very blessed to still have like a roof over my head, even though I've had to move 500 times, being disabled and 51 years old and too sick to do it, but I'm still doing it somehow. But this is my last shot. I have until the 16th to find a way to use my voucher, or I'm on the street myself. So I don't know what I'll do at that point.
So is CityNet or anybody helping you at all to find this housing?
No, the only people that are trying to help me with housing are a couple of the lawyers. You know, and CityNet and Illumination Foundation and everybody, they're big to bash the lawyers real quick. They say lawyers, schmoyers, do they put a roof over your head? Do they feed you? Do they do this? Do they do that? So they do more for me than I would be on the street already, honestly, if I didn't have the lawyers calling and advocating for me to help me stay in somewhere. And I honestly wouldn't make it on the street at this point. No.
Yeah, when did you get out of the hospital?
This past week I got out. And I should really be in again. I had kidney surgery like 3 weeks ago. And then I had another surgery on my kidneys like a week and a half ago. And then I was in for a few days, and then I was in again last week. And I'm just tired and sick.
Well, when they give you the first voucher for the hotel, after that, what happened? They just keep putting you in and out of hotels?
See, the whole thing, the reason I'm lucky is because I got all my paperwork into CityNet before they had the voucher thing, because I'm not a heroin addict or whatever. I could get up in the day and go get paperwork done, and I got all my paperwork together, and I got what they called rapid rehousing at that point.
Right.
And when I got that, it automatically has Mercy House with funding that pays for me to stay in hotels while I try and find a place to live. So the reason I've gotten longer than 30 days is because I wasn't on the regular 30-day voucher thing, which is why most everybody I know is back on the street again, because the vouchers are long since over.
Yeah.
But my Mercy House thing's about to end too. So I don't know what to do anymore, except I'm trying really hard to find a place to go before that deadline of the 16th.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear about your loss. I know that a lot of people have been actually dying since everybody got out dispersed, and I mean 18 people, and just
it's more than that. It's more than that many people. And my man had just turned 36 years old, and he died of a heart attack right in front of me on the freeway.
I'm sorry to hear that.
The truck stopped. He was way too young to die. And there's just so many people dying, and they don't have an accurate count of how many people died.
Because of all the stress, I believe, all the stress, all the abuse, all the, I think that kind of gets to people, even mentally.
Well, mentally it's getting to me. But like, you know, my man, when he died, it's not like he was out partying. People are like, oh, what, they overdosed? No. You know, we were in Northern California driving home, and we were in Fresno, and he died. It's not that we were out partying or out doing anything. It was just he died. And I don't know, he had such bad respiratory problems in the Riverbed, and they used to have to always try and get gas for the generator to keep his nebulizer going so he could breathe. And I guess it just got to him, and it just caught up to him. So I don't know if there's something there making people sick. I don't know. But my kidneys were never bad like they are now.
Well, Lisa, we wish you luck, and we'll try to see what we could do, and you know, with the housing, as a human rights group and other groups, we're pushing for the judge to do the right decision. So thank God for the Judge Carter.
I love Judge Carter, and I love all the lawyers and all the volunteers that have helped. They've all been so kind. And Illumination Foundation, I don't have a whole lot of great things to say about them, because it's more about them kind of dictating your life. You know, I was at the Coral, and they got rid of me from there because they didn't like that I had an opinion, or they don't like anybody that speaks up and says, questions why they have you do something. You know, they have voluntary meetings. Well, it's mandatory for you to go to the voluntary meeting, so why is it a voluntary meeting if it's mandatory? Like stuff like that, I would just question, and that's why they had to get rid of me, because they didn't like people to have an opinion or a voice. And I'm an educated person, and I can speak up for myself, and I'll speak up for anybody else, and I try and help whoever I can. I'm just too sick now to be out like advocating to help other people at this time. Before I ever ended up in the Riverbed and I had my great job, I was the one in Anaheim feeding people and bringing blankets and bringing pots of pasta and food and socks and whatever, and it's very humbling to be on the other end of it, but I don't feel like I'm any better than anybody else, and something can happen to anybody to have this happen.
Yeah, well, you know, we actually know that homelessness doesn't have no color or financial status. Anybody could be homeless at any time, so
it's very stereotyped.
We're urging people to actually look at the situation as, you know, because we had a recession in 2008, and that a lot of people lost their jobs, their homes, their businesses, even retirees lost their pensions, and I mean, that's why we have the growing population of homeless.
But they're trying to criminalize being homeless.
And that's the wrong thing about that. And that's why, you know, when I go to the board supervisors or the city councils, I tell them you do the wrong things, it's going to backfire on them. And when they do the right things, I mean, they would be elevated. But unfortunately, you know, it's all politics and red tape that we have now.
Well, they'd rather shuffle us under the rug. I don't know why they didn't just leave us there, because I think it's more of a hindrance to everybody that they're everywhere out here now. I can go to any block and find people anywhere in Fullerton, Anaheim, Buena Park, like
Yeah.
anywhere in Orange, and find people from the riverbed that are all living in different places.
Yeah, it's just common sense to give people housing instead of just doing what they've been doing so far, as criminalizing. Even the chief of police, one of the chief of police said, we're not going to get ourselves out of this by law enforcement. So, thank you, Lisa.
All right,
Okay,
no problem.
take care. God bless you.
Thank you.